Hello and welcome back to Pravus Gaming and Civilization Brave New World, playing as the Vikings, Denmark. We come to kill you. We come for good stuff. So we actually have already kind of eliminated a big chunk of territory. If you've been watching the last few episodes, you already know that. That's pretty exciting. I'm really considering a war on Venice. And by a war, I mean a lightning strike against the capital. Hit hard, hit fast, game over. You know? Step 1, declare war on Venice. Step 3, profit. That's the entirety of my plan. And I think it's entirely doable. If I start working on, say, some artillery and such, I can actually totally bypass Geneva and make a run directly for their city. Now, where I'm going to do that is hard to say, because Portugal is actually conveniently located where it'll be a problem. What I'll probably want to do is follow the east coast, and because I'm Danish, I actually move faster, my embarked units move faster on the water than most other civs, and it is easier to disembark. They cost less movement points. So I actually can effectively move an army quickly around to the side, and they'll have to reposition here. Now, unfortunately, there's a lot of hills and mines in the way, so that'll slow things down a lot, but I should still be able to wipe the floor with them. Venice has 40 strength to it. It's a pretty strong city, but he's been focusing a lot more on Geneva for some reason, which he can't actually do because it's a puppeted city, so he can't actually control the defenses that's building here, but its puppeted AI has decided that that's a good use of time, so that's what it's doing. So I'm going to go start moving some artillery, and I'm going to be upgrading all of these musket men into my Norwegian ski infantry. Lots of good stuff there. Let's get this guy as well. There we go. Now my crossbowmen, I'm going to sit down at the city here, and these will be my defense against some musket men. I'll probably have to get 1 or 2 extra units to do that as well. We'll see. But in the meantime, I want to send a bunch of artillery and a bunch of other melee units and such off in this direction, and then once I have, let's say, 4 artillery and 4 Norwegian ski infantry, which I actually already have is 4, then I'm going to make a lightning strike against Venice. And we're going to see how that works out for us. If Venice falls, technically Venice is the only city that they have. They can only puppet. So I'm curious, and I have actually no idea how this works on Venice, but I'm curious if it means that they are just going to fall over and die, and the entire empire is gone, the player is removed, and what happens to the city-states? I'm pretty darn sure they don't become mine unless I want them to. Maybe they will. Maybe it'll give me the option to take them all, or maybe they'll all become liberated city-states. Will they like me for it? I don't know. I have no idea how this is going to work. I call this an experiment. This is what we engineers call an experiment. So we're going to give it a shot and just sort of see what happens. It could be great. It could be awful. I don't know. You're going to find out with me. This is a learning experience. Another great engineer. Well, I'll be damned. That's a pretty fortunate turn of events for me. All right, so we're getting all of our ski infantry out in the water. Not where a bunch of skiers would prefer to be. It's also worth pointing out that currently the only people who might actually kind of like me are the Huns. Oddly enough, Germany has already denounced me, and Persia has not denounced me, but they are friends with Germany, so I expect they're not especially happy with me. Portugal doesn't like me, Venice has denounced me, and that pretty much tells me that the Huns are the only possible ally I'd ever have, which is not something I usually would do. Everyone also does not like the Huns already, so you know what? We're like those two friends who just don't fit in with pretty much anybody in college, and we just sort of band together because we're the outcasts. Like, that's our only thing in common, we're the outcasts. And yet we end up being remarkably good friends as a result. That's how it works, right? Sort of? I don't know. I've only had a couple of situations like that in my life. Hey, I was not the most popular guy in college, alright? Yeah, I tell you what, being an RA does mean that pretty much nobody likes you or invites you to anything. I like to think that I was a pretty good RA. I was good at my job, and I like to think I was fair. But, you know, I'm not the kind of guy who's going to get invited to parties or other shindigs. Not that I would go to parties anyway, because I maintained a very strict no drinking before 21 rule, which because that is the legal drinking age in the United States, if you don't know that, my foreign friends. Let's get one more artillery here. There we go. Do I want caravans? No, because I'm about to beat the schnot out of Venice, and there's not really anyone else to trade with by land except for Portugal, which goes directly through Geneva, which means it's a bad idea. So, let's get ourselves another artillery unit, and I'm going to park that down by Porto, just in case the musketmen at Geneva decide to get cute. I want to be able to beat the crud out of them. We just rigged a couple of elections, and we got a great artist, which is cool. Not going to complain about that. So let's get ourselves another great work. My happiness has taken a dump. The Night Watch. I mean, it's a good painting. I'm not sure why it would be considered a great work of art, but it is a nice painting nonetheless. Okay, do I want steam power, archaeology, radio? I don't know. What should I work toward? I'm thinking toward railroad, because that will give me some severe interconnectedness throughout my continents, and that's a good thing to have. Malacca and Colombo got their elections rigged. Germany stole the secrets of rifling. I am now denouncing you, because I told you not... Whoop, hang on. What happened to the game? Hello? There you are. I told you not to do that, so I'm going to publicly denounce you. You stole technology when I specifically asked you not to. That's called rude. It's called very rude. And you do not get friends, Germany, when you are stealing people's technologies. And they're women, just FYI. I actually love Germany. I'm part German myself. I mean, not that that means anything as an American. I mean, I'm a Dutch... oh, hang on. Yep, Persia's not happy about that, but whatever. Yeah, I'm a Dutch, German, English, and probably a couple other things that we don't know about because there's an entire side of my family that has who knows what. Okay, so Coimbra, can you get me... Yes, a zoo would be good. A zoo would be very good for the happiness. Brandenburg Gate in Venice. You know what? Keep building those things, Venice. I don't mind at all. I do not mind at all. If you are going to give me some freebies when I conquer your city. 3 artillery and 4 Norwegian ski infantry. Is that enough to deal with them? Really hard to say, isn't it? It's entirely possible. I mean, with a 47 defense, artillery has a range attack of 28. I mean, it would take a few turns, but in theory, we could wipe the floor with them. You know what I should be doing? I should have been sending my caravel down around here. Maybe too late. But the caravel would be able to spot for me, spot the city so that my artillery can get range. And that would have been nice. But I'm going to get barrage on this one and volley as well. There we go. Okay. I also will be sending you to join your brothers. Let's change the home city to Copenhagen because that's where the East India Trading Company is. Therefore, I will get extra stuff. Let's build a seafort for the extra... seaport, not a sea fort. How would that work? A seaport to get the extra production from my resources down there. And I guess I could get a military academy or stock exchange for the money. Does anything else give me... I'm going to get a police station, actually, to reduce the spying rate. Hang on, I have it. Great engineers. Do I... There are no... Wow, there are no wonders available to me at this stage in the game. Okay, so these great engineers are going to have to be on hold until I have other things that I need. For example, I might like having, say, I don't know. What if I want the Hubble telescope? Yeah, could be useful. What if I want that? And so having the great engineers is definitely going to help that. Germany and Venice are friends. Well, they're going to be especially mad at me pretty soon. Let's discover steam power. Bam. We now have that done. We're working toward railroad. I'll be able to unlock the Kremlin for a free social policy and production of armor units, which until I discover oil is not actually going to be helpful. But the railroads are going to be very nice, not going to lie. So let's start moving the army, I think. Artillery, you can embark. Let's see, what kind of territory do we have down here? Open terrain? Okay. You are also going to be good against cities, because that's what I always get for artillery. Artillery are primarily to take on cities, not units. It's useful in that sense, but that's what they're for. So use them accordingly. Let's get another Norwegian ski infantry in Aarhus and send that down to defend my southern border and start moving my fleet, my embarked fleet, which, by the way, even though we're like in the industrial era or whatever, still have Viking longships, and I think that's freaking awesome. So, yeah. Hey, I'm going to be honest. I totally made a mistake about, like, Vikings. I assumed that Vikings were all Norwegian. Norway. But, I mean, apparently... Give Germany my regards. Okay, you'll pay for this in time. I guess I'll just threaten you a little bit. I always assumed they were all Norwegian, and that's just sort of how it's been done to me. But apparently Danish were also a thing. I don't really know what's what, and my reality has been shocked a little bit, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and start disembarking my artillery and moving my melee units a little bit closer. He's probably going to notice me now, which is okay. Not great, but it's okay. We'll just have you guys sit tight for now. Don't land, don't do anything silly. Long as he doesn't have artillery, and he may, but as long as he doesn't, I'm okay. Also, if there's any time to steal one of his allies, now would be the time or not. If I'm about to eliminate him from the game, it doesn't actually matter. I'd rather save my money. Yeah, I think that makes sense. I'll just save my money. Let's see, can I... No. For some reason, the ships seem to think that there was a strait here, but there most definitely is not. It's not going to get there in time. So I'm just going to have to accept that that's a reality. Artillery set up. Be prepared. He's still got cannons down here, so yeah, he's probably got artillery. I'm sorry, not artillery. Just he does not have artillery. It's basically what I'm trying to say. He most likely does not have artillery. Okay, let's start positioning my artillery strategically, because that's going to matter a lot. And let's start landing my units. I'm going to keep them a little bit further off. There we go. Okay, okay. Artillery is fine where you are. You're fine. Okay, so more happiness things would be nice. Workshops and factories give me happiness. I mean, that'll give me some. Universal healthcare is nice in principle, except there are only so many national wonders in the game. I'd get like 4 happiness out of this, whereas this I should, in theory, get like 10. So we'll do that. Young Pioneers will get me 9. I'm sorry, 9 happiness. I was close. And in Coimbra, probably should get the windmill. Yeah, that would be a good use of my time. Okay. The last artillery is on its way. The last of the artillery is nearly here. So let's continue to set up. Set you on alert. Set you on alert. Moving closer. Like so. On alert. Alert. Move you up to the hill. Closer. Alert. There we go. Get the general in place. Okay, next turn I think we're going to declare war and try to do a Blitzkrieg on Venice and remove them from the game and find out what happens when you remove someone from the game like that. Very curious. Very curious how this is going to turn out. This could turn out to be disastrous for all I know. Alright, next turn. Now you see my armies? You're right to worry. It is time to die. He did take a shot at me. By what? An enemy frigate. So he has some ships. Welcome to the modern era. Railroads. Great musician. The first great musician in the glorious country of Denmark. Let's send my ski infantry. We have sighted Venice. So, 1, 2, 3. I need to get closer. You're close enough to... Oh my gosh, yeah, that works. Pew, pew, freaking pew. Oh my gosh. Blitzkrieging artillery as the Danes. Who even knew? That's effective as freaking crud crap. I've already, like, leveled the place. Oh my gosh. Alright, he's probably going to buy a bunch of defenses, but with 4 artillery units, it does not even matter at this point. It does... Oh, hello, I found your musketmen. Fortify. Not a big deal, but still. Found them. Okay, what do I want next? Radio... No, biology. I want to start working toward my oil. Find out where the heck that is. Niels has been recruited as a spy. Bratislava, you're gonna start going. You stole my military science. You stole military science from me. Why does everyone insist on spy? Go away. Actually, you know what? No, Bratislava, absolutely not. Instead, go to Copenhagen, find those spies, and murder them in their sleep. I want them to suffer. Don't you understand how that works? I want you to dump like severed horses' heads in their beds so that they can't. Whoops. so that they can't even sleep at night, and then just murder them. Okay, bomb, conquer, create puppet. Venice is not removed from the game, it turns out. Okay, well, dang. I was really hoping they were going to go. All right, we'll get Bratislava, and now we'll bombard... Oops, that's not the right guy. Bombard some of their ships and other stuff into oblivion. Yeah, we'll just make do with killing all of you. There we go. We're in a good shape. We actually are okay. It's just, I was really, really hoping that they were going to just totally fold and be gone. But apparently, even though all you have is puppeted cities, you can still be in the game. Didn't realize that. Now I know. That's interesting, actually. I wonder how that works with the player, too. So if I were playing, and let's rush the Kremlin there. If I were playing and an AI conquered all my normal cities, but I had like 5 puppeted cities, what would I do? Could I even hit next turn? It's like, what next turn? What's the point? You just do nothing. You sit there while your puppeted cities do all the work. Does it make you automatically annex a city? Is that how it works? I'm not strictly sure. I'm really curious about that. I actually need to heal this artillery because I'm not convinced I can take down these ships, and they're trying to kill it. And I do not want to lose any artillery at this point. So let's murder your musketmen. Let's chase after these musketmen. There we go. Turns out ski artillery are especially good at chasing down units on sloped hills. Who'da thunk? Let's murder this musketman and bombard the musketmen. There we go. Bam. Done. I'm actually going to pop over here. Right here should be good. Pop a Gatling gun. Set up. There we go. And I'll start taking some pot shots at Geneva and force him into a position where he is prepared to surrender, do a peace treaty, and give me all sorts of goodies. Let's get an opera house, temple, caravanserai. I don't really know what I want at this point. None of these are especially important. I could get the darn forge. You know, I'm going to get the forge just to shut them up. They've been telling me to do that about my iron for, like, ever. I don't want to do it anymore. Let's get a stock exchange in Aarhus. This guy, excuse me, is available for an upgrade, so let's do shock and medic and move them into position. I got crabs, which apparently has made 3 of my cities especially happy. They're having a We Love the Something Day. What am I, technically? I'm not a monarch. What am I? Oh, you're gonna denounce me, are you? You know what, go for it. Denounce me if you want. Now, here's the cool thing, right? So I've conquered 2 capitals. I'm actually in a pretty prime position to get a domination victory in this game, which is not something I've done on this channel yet, so that actually could be kind of fun. Could be. We got a free social policy, which is always nice. I could get sovereignty for extra money, and right now I'm actually lacking in the income, so that would be helpful. I could alternatively look toward production for cities and mines and quarries. Not bad. Happiness from observatory, public schools, and research lab. Well, I get some stuff from my public schools, but nothing else. I'm actually okay as far as happiness is concerned. Do I want anything here? Skyscrapers? Nah. Nah. So maybe... Do I want to finish rationalism out? I'd get a free technology, and I would be able to purchase great scientists with faith. I could instead go for entrepreneurship, work toward commerce, or I could get Landsknechts. Even though that's not useful, that would push me toward mercantilism, which would reduce purchasing a lot, and also I would get science from my mints, markets, banks, and stock exchanges. I have access to all 3. That's not even a bad idea either. Alternatively, if I were to go for, let's say, Academy of Sciences or 5-year plan or something like that, I would unlock a level 3 tenant, and that's probably a better choice. Do I care about the happiness? Heck yes, I care about the happiness. We're getting Academy of Sciences. It only gave me like 4, but it'll be more useful as the game progresses, and this will put me in a position to start annexing cities to high heaven. So let's kill the Gatling gun there. Let's actually move this out and put this artillery here. Can I chase down the musketmen? Can you chase the musket man, the musket man, the musket man? Can you chase the musket man and make him oh so dead? Probably. Probably. You can kill... Oh, you're starting to pillage my stuff, are you? I'm going to go ahead and say it. That's rude. I would like you to die. Die. There we go. Bam. And they stole military science from Copenhagen. Gosh freaking dang it. Stop stealing my tech. You jerks. Nobody likes you. Germany. And Persia. And Venice. And everybody, apparently, stealing my tech. How dare you? How dare every single one of you? Alright. Well, guys, I think this has probably been enough for this episode. I'm going to grab myself... let's talk exchange. And, yeah, we have just conquered Venice. That was pretty darn easy. That's 2 capitals down. I could eliminate Portugal from the game or start conquering/liberating. Oh, you took Bratislava! Gosh darn it, Venice. I really hate Venice sometimes. They've been a thorn in my side on more than a few occasions. But it's time to negotiate peace, I think. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. This has been Pravus. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit the thumbs up button. It really does make a difference for small channels like mine. Click on the annotations afterwards for more videos that I have done. And I, as always, will see you guys next time.
Yeah.